You know what? So one time, this chick, there's a stripper that was fucking my roommate, but wanted to fuck me, and I worked at the club with her, and she was very sexy. Goddamn, did I want to? But I knew I was gonna ruin my life.
Yeah.
It would have been I would have been subjected to felonious beatings. Fucked a lot of shit up.
Oh. She was black.
She was mulatto. But anyway, the point is,
one drop, my.
actually, I think she was like Hispanic. I think she might have been like just looked mulatto. I think she was more like island, like Dominican.
Yeah, they're
but
all
anyway,
shades of brown to me, dog.
So
I don't really sort them out.
So she fucking went, like, I knew her from the club, and I knew her by her stage name. And
oh, can I guess her stage name? At least the category. Can I guess her stage
you'll
name?
never guess her stage name.
Oh, I won't. It's not a normal.
It's
Okay,
a weird
never
one.
mind.
It was actually.
Can I guess the category?
Sure.
Like, okay, it was some type of food.
No, her stage name is terrible because it had nothing to do with her name or anything. Ronnie, which is a terrible name, and I even lectured her like, you'd make 10 times more money if you change your stage name. I don't know why. I don't know if it was short for something, for a middle name. I don't know. Very weird stage name. She was hot, but I was like, this doesn't fit. Like, you should be Jordan or Lexus, or you know what I mean? Like, you make a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
But so anyway, we so finally one day I'm like, fine, like we'll hang out. Like she's like, let's hang out, let's go. I'm like, fine. I entertained it. And I was like, oh, fuck, let's go. So we go out. This is how fucked up women are. Like you just said, do your due diligence, right? So before we went out, I was like, I only know you by your stage name. That's weird. Like, what's your actual name? Because like it's weird to go out with somebody whose name you don't know. She's like, oh, she gives me a name. First and last name. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I, being like, I used to manage clubs, I always run you through my little database. I do. I run you through the mugshot website. I want to see what. No, for real, because you can find out. Like this again, due diligence. You can find out. Like to me, if you're a chick that's had a DV thing, I'm done. No, not even going out with you. Like, if it's a chick that's had some drug beefs or some like, you know what I mean, like some whatever, like some. Like that kind of shit. Like, I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Strip club violations. Like, where not like if they're prostitutes, but if they're like, they overdid it at a strip club and it was like voyeurism. I'm like, I could, there's some shit that flies, drugs, whatever. But if it's like DV or like fucking, grand, like, what is it? Aggravated assault. That's where shit, we're kidnapping. And I'm like, all right, this bitch is crazy. And I've been around some bitches that have done shit like that.
Strippers are like trashy ass bitches like that are scary, dude. They do dumb shit that they don't even think about. That's like that OnlyFans bitch that stabbed that nigga.
Yeah, bro.
Like you think you can take a bitch until she stabs you in the fucking gut or some shit out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Just fucking being a lunatic.
This story takes a weird turn.
Okay.
She gives me a full name. I'm like, whatever that. I type her name into the mugshot website. And I go, oh, I know that. I know that girl. Yeah. That's not Ronnie. That's another stripper that used to work for me, named Serena.
Oh, so she lied. She gave you a different name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fucking. So okay, so what did she do? What did she do though? She had to have done something.
I don't know to this day. I really don't, because we went out one time and hung out, and when I brought it up, she flipped out. She still wanted to fuck that night, even after flipping out. But I was like, nah, I don't think this is cool.
Okay, well, like that is like a red flag the size of the fucking of Beijing.
Well, when I say I went out with her, we didn't go on like an intimate date. We just went to Ybor together. So I could, you know what I mean? It's like one of those where you're like, anyone could
but
run
that's
away
like intimate dates for wiggers. So like,
but yeah, we went out, and I was like, yeah, so. I punched you into the fucking mugshot website, and I'm like, hey, that's Serena. I know her. She worked for me, and like this whole thing. And she goes, but my point being is that when you do your due diligence, women still get angry. She got mad at me, like, she goes, what are you, a fucking weird stalker? And I'm going, what? Like,
no, stalkers don't typically go out on dates with the women they're stalking. They kind of just like to observe.
yeah, you wanted to go on a date with me. And I just looked like, what are you, some kind of weird? And she got, dude, women are so fucking, I love how women are wired. They're so hilarious. But she got mad at me because I typed in the name she gave me. And I went, that's not you. And I only knew because this other bitch had mugshots. You know what I mean? Because it was strippers. You know? But to Serena's credit, all her shit was like dumb shit. It was like, driving with a suspended license and fucking DUI, stripper shit.
Stripper shit.
But like, and she looked hot and everyone. And honestly, to this day, I would have fucked around it. She was very hot, but I knew something was crazy, and she was already fucking my roommate. She wanted to fuck me at my house. I'm like, that ain't happening. She's like, we'll get a room then. And I'm like, you want my roommate to kill me, and I'm not getting involved in that. And but I will say this: before anyone asks, if it came down to the Ronnie or the chick whose name she gave me, to this day I wish I fucked her. Serena was fucking gorgeous. Me and Serena, she worked for me at a bunch of clubs. Remember Megan, the chick that died, that was our mod, my old friend.
Well, I know of her. I wasn't around.
Well, you weren't around, but one of the first moments me and Megan ever bonded was when I was the GM at the club that I hired Megan to be the door girl at. So me and Megan, I was just up front being like, what's the numbers? What are we doing? How's the count? Blah, blah, blah. And this bitch Serena came up like with just puffing on her vape like a dopey bitch. She was very hot and dopey. And then like proceeded to tell me and Megan a story about how she swears she got raped the night before. And like, at first we're thinking like, Jesus Christ, like, did you report this? And blah, blah, but like, I was like, oh my God, like, and she's like, no, I got raped. And then she started to explain how she got raped by a ghost. And me and Megan looked at each other like real low key, didn't even turn our heads. It was just eyes. And me and Megan locked eyes. And we were like,
you look at your boy? You look at your boy from the side of your shit? And
bro, nobody even moved heads. Me and Megan looked dead in the eyes from the side. And then we both at the same time looked right back at her and we're like, go on.
You know what that look is? It's the same look that you look at like another white person in a line at the grocery store when there's like a black kid fucking up behind you.
That was from that moment on. That was the moment that I was like, this is inappropriate. I don't care. But out of work, I was like, you want to go to dinner sometime? Because you're awesome. But yeah, I knew right away we would be boys until the day when I thought I would die. But fucking.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't sad.
That was a fucking weird lock. We both just went, we just locked eyes, didn't even move our heads, and then looked right back at her and went, go on. We just listened to this ghost story. And that was like to the day she died, one of our inside jokes. I'd be like, please get home safe. Please don't get raped by a ghost. But Serena was hot as fuck. I still would have, even after the ghost rape story, still would have fucked her. Anyway, let's hear this guy's ghost story. I'm sorry.
Your sex offender status.